Welcome back to Real Estate Mindset. Today's video is going to be absolutely bonkers. Now, the data is in, and today we're going to talk about all of the pitfalls and all of the warning signs when it comes to purchasing new homes. There has never been such an epidemic of new home builders victimizing new home owners. So we're going to go over this in detail, y'all, and this is a massive problem going on across the nation, and it's very important that you pay attention to this video so that you can potentially prevent any pitfalls, because the reality is that the process is broken and needs to be re-regulated, and we're seeing that all over the place. Go to Google, type in home reviews for the new home builder that you want to find out about, and this is what you'll find. When I go to Consumer Affairs, Lennar has a 1-star rating. I suggest you guys go here and read some of these reviews. The number one new home builder, D.R. Horton, has 1.6 star review on Consumer Affairs. That's the number one new home builder. The number 3 home builder, Pulte, also has under 2-star rating with the Consumer Affairs at only 1.1 rating. So when we see these things, we have to ask ourselves, what's going on and why are there so many bad reviews? And the unfortunate thing about all of this is generally people just don't know what they don't know. So I suggest that if you're even considering looking at or purchasing a new home, you watch this entire video. Where we're going to start this conversation is talking about the arbitration agreements that new home builders force upon new homeowners. After that, we're going to talk about whether or not it's important to bring in a realtor when purchasing a new home build and potential pitfalls of not having representation. The third thing is we're going to go over the importance of getting an inspection. In fact, getting several inspections during the home building process. After that, we're going to talk about the price decline, because price decline is happening faster in new home construction than resale inventory, and it's absolutely destroying any of the recent owners. And then we're going to end this video by talking about how they monopolize the process, the transaction, essentially forcing you to use their lender and title company. And if you don't use those companies, a lot of times they will not give you those insane buying incentives that you see advertised all over the place. But please understand, you guys, I'm not a financial advisor. These are just my opinions, even though my bio is as a realtor, loan officer, and instructor in real estate in Texas. So I have a little bit of experience working with the new home builders, and I could tell you from being a professional, it is absolute garbage almost across the board. I can't tell you how many times that as a loan officer, not even a realtor, as a loan officer, I had to fight for my clients' rights just to get what they agreed upon. Really, really sad story, you guys. And if you can, for me putting this entire video together, like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, hit notifications, share this video, and comment below. But either way, let's get started with arbitration. We're going to use this article to help us pin down some of the problems with the arbitration clauses. This is from readthereporter.com, goes into some really good points here. So I thought it would be helpful for us to start here. Now, the name of this article is Building Your Dream Home, Beware Arbitration Clauses. This is a big deal, you guys. They take away your rights to sue them. Let's continue. Is it time to build your dream home? You find a local company that has built numerous other homes. It has a welcoming model home and smooth talking sales agent. You and your spouse are going to have a new home that is done your way with all the features that you desire. Just kidding, you're not. The construction contract seems to be very thorough as you walk through the options with the agent and put down a significant deposit, which is earnest money. The salesman indicates that they have relayed title, insurance, and finance companies that will make the process seamless. So everyone's in this happy little bubble, but then things start going wrong. Lately, we have seen cases where regional and national builders have not complied with the terms of their own agreement. Furthermore, many of those construction contracts require mediation and/or arbitration. Often an arbitration clause limits your rights to go to court and gives up your right to a jury trial. So I think you guys can start seeing the problem here. Exactly what is an arbitration agreement? An arbitration agreement is a legally binding term in a contract, or what we're finding is an actual deed. This is in the actual deed, which means if you sell your house, that deed transfers, that special revision transfers to the next owner. Think about that. They're trying to take away the rights of anyone that owns that house. That's crazy. An arbitration agreement is a legally binding term in a contract that provides an alternative method of resolving a legal dispute, namely utilizing the services of an independent third party who resolves the disputes. And oftentimes these arbitrators, they know the builders already. So a lot of these arbitrators are already familiar and even possibly friends with these people. Arbitration claims to be faster, more flexible, affordable, and private. And we don't want this private. We want this public. And many of the evidence rules found in the court systems are relaxed or do not apply. So the process is completely different when doing arbitration. However, for the consumer, arbitration rarely results in a level playing field. This is insane. Despite the claims of its informality and faster resolution, arbitration is quite expensive. In addition to the attorney fees one will likely incur, the arbitrator also charges for his or her services, and arbitrator fees are not cheap. In reality, arbitration clauses are used to discourage litigation and usually are detrimental to the consumer. Do not forget that. If you are preparing to purchase a home from one of the numerous home builders in the area, carefully read through your construction contract and be sure to understand what rights you might be giving up by signing the contract. So in other words, if you buy a new home, odds are you're not going to be able to sue them even if they break their contract. Think about that, y'all. Think about that. That is absolutely insane. And if you don't believe me, let me pull up a case real quick where it took the plaintiff about 5 years to proceed with a lawsuit. And what happened was an owner of a Lennar house sold it to someone, a new party. And that new party that purchased the new home found that the home wasn't built properly. They then tried to sue the new home builder, but the new home builder was like, well, here's a special warranty deed, right? The deed you signed to say that you own that house, and there's a provision in there saying that they cannot sue the new home builder. So the guy that purchased the property was like, I never agreed to that. You can't pass this on to me. And ultimately the court ruled that they could not convey that to the new owner. It's not an easement, right? They couldn't, it doesn't run with the land. And here's the case. This is the Lennar Homes of Texas Land versus Whitley. Now this was finally ruled on, as you can see here, April 29th, 2021. But the transaction, I believe, happened in 2015. You can see here. See, 2015. So it took them an overwhelming amount of time. And if you guys want to really read this, I would suggest it. But really, it's a court case. It's huge because it's going into the arbitration agreements in special warranty deeds and also single family warranties. So they also have it in their warranty that essentially you can't sue. To me, it's crazy that they are allowed to have us sign something that waives our rights as Americans. If we want to sue someone, we should be able to do that, especially if they're not fulfilling the contract. But the reality is, guys, most people, they don't get that opportunity. And that's why a lot of attorneys shy away from bad construction lawsuits like this, because they know they first have to get through the arbitration process. And another thing with arbitration, it has different evidence rules and you cannot appeal the case. Buyer beware. So now the next thing is should you use a realtor? And the reality is, guys, I've been preaching this. If you go into a new home builder, those new home build sales reps are way worse than realtors. The reality is we need representation when going into the new home builders, because on top of other things, they monopolize the process. They have huge contracts that are essentially all designed to protect them. So in other words, you guys, you do need a realtor. And the problem is a lot of times when you go in to look at a new home build, if you sign into their guest book or you go and put your name into their system and you don't have a realtor, usually they do not allow you to have a realtor moving forward. Tell me, y'all, how is that fair? So we'll read this article to help kind of break this down a little bit more. This is from Max Real Estate Exposure. The name of this article is Do You Need a Real Estate Agent Buying New Construction? And y'all think about what I'm saying. How often have I slammed realtors? What, every other video I'm slamming realtors? If you're actually listening to what I'm saying, I'm also saying that great realtors are worth their weight in gold, right? But it's super hard to find them. So having said that, you guys, get a realtor. you 100% need a realtor when buying a new house. Let's read this article. Having a realtor for new construction is smart. The article goes, do I need a real estate agent when buying a new home? Inquiring minds want to know. The pros of using a realtor for new construction far outweigh the cons. It's not even close. And I agree with that. Buying a house without a realtor can be financial suicide, whether it's new construction or resell. Unfortunately, if you go forward blindly into your home purchase, you will not be the first to discover that buying new construction is not as straightforward or trouble-free as you imagined. They make it appear that way, guys, because when you go into their sales office, it looks beautiful. The model homes look beautiful, slick talking sales agents. They want you to feel safe, so you lower your guard. There is still a lot that can go wrong, and you can still wind up with a property that is not nearly as perfect as you expected, and in some cases, dangerous to even live in. When purchasing new constructions, buyers often wonder whether it is necessary to have a buyer's agent. The answer is a resounding yes. I agree with it. You need it, you guys. They will take advantage of you. As a professional of 2 decades, I don't even understand a lot of the contracts sometimes. You need a buyer's agent to look out for your best interest when buying new construction. A realtor for new construction in your corner can be invaluable. As with any home purchase, there are too many potential pitfalls, hidden risks, and complications involved in the process to guarantee a good result unless you have experienced help. So let's go over some bullet points. How does a realtor get paid in new construction? Like most other real estate transactions, a realtor will be paid for new construction. Typically, a builder will offer to pay a buyer's agent half the commission, just like in a resale home, which is generally about 3%. Sometimes buyers will think if they go directly to the builder or the person manning the sales office, they will save half the commission, but that's not the case. That's not the case. There will be no benefit in going directly to the builder. There will be no discount. They will not give you a rebate if you don't come in with your realtor. What they'll do is they'll take the realtor commission. You guys, listen, they will take the realtor commission and they will say, oh, they don't have a realtor. It's time to strong arm. Now, here's a warning that I really want you guys to pay attention to. What happens when you visit new construction without a realtor? The answer is you could be out of luck. Once you sign into a builder's sales office without a realtor, they may not allow you to have one. That's crazy. The realtor may not be able to receive a commission, and you may be out of luck having a buyer's agent represent your best interest. And if that happens, I say you guys walk and you go to another new home builder. Sometimes nothing is posted anywhere at the builder's sales center that tells you this. How crazy. It may be posted on MLS, but only realtors can see that. That's crazy. They don't even, where's the consumer protection here, y'all? Can you guys comment below? Can you tell me where's the consumer protection with that policy from these new home builders? Because to me, again, they need to be re-regulated. They're putting so much pressure on the consumer. It's out of control. They put the consumer in so much danger, y'all. There is no guessing. Don't sign your name or provide other contact information when you visit a new construction development. So if you guys go in there, do not give them your name. Do not sign in. Let's go over 10 reasons why a realtor is needed when buying new construction. Again, you guys can go back here. I'm just going to read the bullet points. Number 1, your agent can ensure you hire the right builder. Number 2, your new construction realtor can consult on financing. Number 3, your agent can help guide you regarding the lot, location, and neighborhood. Number 4, realtors for new construction can recommend appropriate upgrades and plan modifications. Number 5, your agent will ensure all the paperwork is in order. Number 6, your real estate agent will negotiate on your behalf. That's an important one. Number 7, your real estate agent will represent you through the entire building process. Also very important. The agent at the builder's site represents the builder, not you. So if you don't bring a realtor and you use their sales agents, understand that their sales agents represent them, not you. So they're not going to look out for your best interest. Number 9, your agent will help with getting a home inspection. That is so important, you guys. The home inspection is so important. Number 10, your new construction realtor continues to represent you after closing, which is also super important because if anything goes bad after closing, a lot of times people don't know what to do. So to have someone there for you after closing is so valuable. Again, what I'm saying is people don't know what they don't know. Now let's go over the inspection, and I really want to bring this to light because the reality is most people that purchase a new home assume that the home was built correctly and do not get a home inspection. A home inspection could be $400 to $500. So a lot of times, anytime a consumer has the chance to shed fees or to reduce costs, they're going to do that, even at the expense of risking themselves. And that's the reality of this situation, because the fact is, a home inspection is not required. A home inspection should be required, but it is not required. All right. But it is so important, you guys. And not just at the end. You should be getting home inspections during the entire construction process. Now, to help us kind of break this down, I'm going to read an article from HAR, the Houston Association of Realtors, titled, "Why Would I Need a New Home Inspected? Many people mistakenly believe that you do not need an inspection on a new house. The misconception is understandable because as consumers, we have been conditioned to believe that consumer products of all types will be delivered without defects. Unfortunately, that is not true, especially in the new construction market. Quality control programs in new constructions vary widely, especially state to state. In the field, and many contractors do it by the seat of their pants, if at all, meaning that the contractors that they hire, they just want to get paid, finish the job, and leave. Most builders require that their superintendents have only a bachelor's degree in any field." And also, guys, think about this. They intentionally make sure their sales agents don't have their real estate license as well. The reason why they do that is so they don't know what they're doing wrong. When you have licensing, you have additional consumer protection regulations, and they fly under the radar. Don't forget that. Something needs to change. They usually get away with this because they have learned from experience what kind of mistakes are going to show up as a problem during the warranty period. As a result, there are likely to be hidden defects that will show up later in the life of the house after the builder warranty has expired. Homeowners often encounter these problems after the first year or two, not knowing they are related to construction error. For instance, brick veneer is installed on about 90% of the new houses built in this area. Most people do not realize that brick is not waterproof. To compensate for this, construction standards, including the building codes, require a drainage plan behind the brick, along with flashing and weep holes that will guide any water that penetrates the brick back to the outside. Unfortunately, I rarely see brick veneer installed with all of the required flashing. As a result, water may enter the interior wall and ceiling space and cause all kinds of problems, including damage to walls, ceilings, and floors, and issues with mold, mildew, and fungus. And this is Texas. Again, most homeowners don't realize that the problems they see even 5 or 6 years after they move in are a result of code violations. It also has been my experience that a large percentage of the problems I find during the inspection of a 5 to 10-year-old home are the result of building errors. And the reality is they get subcontractors. And if you're in a state like Texas that doesn't have a particularly large amount of restrictions and guidelines for contractors, odds are these new home builders know exactly what they can do to get away with you not finding that they violated code. Isn't this crazy to y'all? I mean, so far in this video, can you guys see why I'm so passionate about this? Do y'all see why I'm constantly explaining to people, beware, we need new regulation? I mean, they're flying under the radar, and in my opinion, they are violating a tremendous amount of code and law and are putting consumers in a huge mess. But another pitfall, you guys, is the price decline for new homes. So this is the Fred median sales price for new homes. And I want to point out that we peaked in October of 2022 at a median sales price of $496,000. Right now, that's dropped all the way down to $449,000. And that's even with these insane buying incentives. So even with these crazy buy downs and lowering prices and all these incentives, the median sales price is still averaging down. In fact, it's from peak to right now down $47,000, or rather 9.4% right now. So average median sales price has dropped 9.4%, but that's not all. It's actually a lot more than that because generally in order to sell your house, generally it costs 8%. So when we add the 8% to the 9%, that's 17% upside down in your house. What I'm really trying to say here is new home builders don't care about the current residences. If we go through a hard time, they care about surviving and selling their houses. So they will lower the prices even more. Again, as we go into 2023, we're going to see this. I am so positive we're going to see this. But by doing that, by adjusting the prices to sell their houses, they are trapping in the recent homeowners because the value is now lower. Why? Because value is generally calculated by comparable sales or the properties that have recently sold. And if those recently sold houses are selling for $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 under your house, guess what happens to the value of your house? It goes down with those comps. Now, lastly, we're going to talk about how new home builders actually monopolize the process and transaction. Because you see, all of these crazy incentives that we just talked about and that you guys see on the internet are usually only given to homeowners if they use the builder's lender and title company. Now, normally that's called steering, okay? And steering is against the law as according to RESPA or the Real Estate Settlement Procedures Act. However, builders, they get away with that. Builders can legally steer you to other companies. They can say, go here, or we're not going to give you this special bonus. Why can they do that, you guys, when everyone else can't do that? Because they have special loopholes. They are not regulated like everyone else in real estate. They're not. They can literally get away with this crap and continue to put consumers in this situation over and over and over again because the law allows them to. Here's a good little article about why you should choose your own title company when buying new construction. Because again, you guys remember, generally in order to get these buying incentives, you must use the lender and the title company of the builder, which means they have total control. The number one reason is you're paying for it. Number two is if you look closely, is it really a good deal? And in Texas, title is usually the same legally by law. It has to be the same for every company. So it's not the best deal unless they require you to use them in order to get your $20,000 credit to closing costs. Number three, who's the client? You or the builder. So if the builder owns that company, you go to that company, technically, y'all, you're the client, not the builder. Even though they own it, you're the client. You get to decide. Number four, it is not legal under Florida law. And it's not legal here as well. But the thing is they can say that, okay, fine, you don't have to use our title company. You don't have to use our lender. But if you don't, we're going to remove the $20,000 credit. So this is a bunch of nonsense. Number five is be aware of twisting and manipulating it. I don't know why it's all distorted, but they can twist things and manipulate things. Number six, choosing your own title company will save you money and protect your new home investment. So in conclusion, this is what I want to tell you. I've been doing this for 2 decades, and even I have problems beating the new home builders. I have over 21 years of experience, and I still have a hard time. So what do you think is going to happen to you if you don't take these warnings seriously? So in conclusion, please, you guys, listen to this video, at least consider what I'm saying. And at the very least, please, you don't have to pay for it. Use a realtor. Okay, a great realtor. Use someone that's going to represent you, because I could tell you right now, you're not going to understand everything if you don't. The other really, really important thing, do as many inspections as possible and do not close on your transaction until all of those repairs in question are met. And other than that, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you guys got some new value, insights, and perspective. And if you're out there investing in real estate, you know I wish you luck, and I hope you win.